There are moments in life when quitting feels like the only option. Moments when your energy is drained, your spirit is broken, and your dreams feel like they're slipping through your fingers no matter how tightly you try to hold on. Maybe you've experienced nights lying awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if all your effort has been for nothing. Maybe you've carried the crushing weight of failure, hearing the voices of doubt telling you, it's time to let go, you've done all you can, it's over. Those moments come for all of us. They arrive uninvited, and they test our very core. But here is a truth that the greatest achievers in history have lived by. Victory is not reserved for the most talented, the smartest, or the luckiest. Victory belongs to the one who refuses to quit. Napoleon Hill said it best when he declared, "Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting." That sentence is not just motivational fluff. It is a law of life, proven in the battlefield of human struggle, entrepreneurship, art, science, and personal growth. When you look at the people who have changed the world, you'll find a common thread. They weren't the ones who had everything handed to them. They weren't the ones who never made mistakes. They were the fighters, the ones who endured ridicule, rejection, and relentless setbacks, but chose to rise again. The ones who understood that every defeat carried the seed of a greater comeback. The ones who refused to stop fighting when the world told them to give up. History is full of such fighters. Think of Abraham Lincoln, who lost multiple elections, faced business failures, and endured personal tragedy before becoming one of the most influential leaders in history. Think of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, robbed of his freedom, yet refused to surrender his spirit. Think of J.K. Rowling, a single mother's son, struggling on welfare, rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. None of them looked like victorious people when they were struggling, but their refusal to stop fighting carried them through the storms and into victory. Victory is not about never falling. It is about refusing to stay down when you do. It is about summoning the courage to rise when your knees buckle, to push forward when your strength seems gone, and to believe in possibilities even when the world insists that hope is foolish. The spirit that never quits is a force more powerful than talent, luck, or timing. It is the raw, unbreakable will of a human being who decides, no matter what, I will not stop. This is where champions are made, not in the moments of applause, not in the spotlight of success, but in the quiet battles fought when no one is watching. The early mornings when the alarm rings and the bed feels too warm to leave. The late nights when exhaustion claws at your mind and every part of you screams for rest. The lonely hours of practice, the endless rejections, the silent tears shed when no one else understands your struggle. These are the moments that forge victory. These are the moments that define the spirit that never quits. The truth is, life will test you. It will put obstacles in your path not to destroy you, but to ask a simple question. How badly do you want it? Every challenge, every setback, every failure is life's way of testing your endurance. Most people quit because they think struggle means they are failing. But struggle is not failure. Struggle is proof that you are still in the fight. Struggle means you have not been defeated. Struggle is the training ground where persistence is built, and persistence is the path to victory. When Edison failed thousands of times to create the light bulb, he was not failing, he was learning. Every experiment that didn't work was simply eliminating one more wrong path and bringing him closer to the right one. When Colonel Sanders, at the age of 65, knocked on over 1,000 doors trying to sell his fried chicken recipe, he was not being rejected. He was being prepared for the one yes that would change everything. These stories are not about talent or luck. They are about the unshakable spirit of fighters who refuse to stop. And so I ask you, what would happen in your life if you refused to quit? What dreams would you resurrect if you chose to keep fighting, no matter how many failures you faced? What victories would become possible if you decided today that surrender was no longer an option? Because here is the promise you must carry in your heart. Victory is always possible, but only for those who refuse to stop fighting. Every dream worth chasing demands a price. That price is persistence. The world does not hand victories freely. It demands proof of how much you are willing to endure for what you want. And the truth is, most people are not willing to pay that price. They want success, but they are not willing to embrace the discomfort that comes with it. They want recognition, but they are not ready to withstand rejection. They want victory, but they are not prepared to fight until the very end. But those who win, those who rise above average and achieve what others only dream about, are the ones who embrace the price. They understand that every battle lost along the way is not wasted effort but preparation. Every scar is a medal of honor. Every rejection is proof that they are still in the game. These people are the ones Napoleon Hill was talking about. These are the fighters who carve victory out of impossible odds. Think of the story of Sylvester Stat. Now imagine your life as a battlefield. Your dreams stand on one side, and your fears, doubts, and failures stand on the other. Every time you take a step toward your dream, your fears try to push you back. Every time you attempt something new, doubt whispers that you're not good enough. Every time you fail, your past tries to chain you down. Most people retreat. They surrender their dreams and settle for survival instead of victory. But the few who rise, the few who keep moving forward despite the chaos, are the ones who discover just how powerful persistence can be. The question then is not whether you will face challenges. The question is whether you will quit when they come. Will you surrender to fear, or will you fight until fear surrenders to you? Will you let rejection silence your dream, or will you speak louder with your actions? Will you stop when the road gets steep, or will you climb until the mountain bows before you? Victory does not require perfection, it requires resilience. The spirit that never quits is the greatest weapon you will ever carry, because the world can stop many things. It can stop opportunities, it can close doors, it can reject you over and over again, but it cannot stop a fighter who refuses to stay down. That is why victory is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. When you choose to keep going, no matter the circumstances, you create your own inevitability. You may not know how long it will take. You may not know how many times you will fall. But if you refuse to stop fighting, one truth will always remain. Victory is yours. There is a truth we often forget. Victory is never an accident. It does not fall from the sky. It is not gifted to the lucky. Victory is born from the soil of persistence, watered by tears, and strengthened by the storms of rejection. Every great triumph in history is proof of this principle. That success is the child of relentless action. Napoleon Hill was not exaggerating when he declared, "Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting." He had seen this truth written into the lives of every achiever he studied. And if you let this truth burn into your heart, it can transform your life as well. But here's where most people stumble. They believe desire alone is enough. They dream, they plan, they talk about their goals. But when the road grows rough, they stop moving. The moment rejection arrives, they fold. The instant failure knocks, they surrender. They misunderstand the very law of victory. Desire may ignite the fire, but only relentless action keeps it alive. The world does not reward wishes, it rewards warriors. Think about the journey of any successful individual. Look closely and you'll see that the path to victory is paved not with easy wins, but with consistent struggle. Thomas Edison did not create the light bulb in a single spark of genius. He endured thousands of failed attempts. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination before building one of the greatest creative empires in the world. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television before she became one of the most influential broadcasters of all time. What made their victories inevitable was not immediate success. It was relentless action in the face of failure. And this is where your life turns. Ask yourself this question with honesty. What would happen if I refused to give up? What would happen if I kept fighting no matter the pain, no matter the rejection, no matter how many times I was told no? The answer is simple. You would eventually win, because the world cannot deny the person who refuses to be denied. Every setback you face would only make your foundation stronger. Every failure would become a stepping stone. Every rejection would dash to sin. Sharpen your determination. Relentless action bends the odds in your favor little by little until what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Victory, then, is not a single moment of triumph. It is the accumulation of small daily actions that compound over time. It is the morning when you get out of bed even though you feel like quitting. It is the hour spent practicing your craft when no one is watching. It is the courage to knock on one more door after 99 have slammed shut. These small acts of persistence add up. They create momentum, and momentum is a force no obstacle can withstand. Momentum is what turns ordinary people into legends. Once you build it, doors begin to open. Opportunities appear where none existed before. People who once doubted you begin to take notice. But momentum is not given. It is built, and it is built only through relentless action. Now let me share with you a powerful truth. Relentless action is not glamorous. It is not dramatic. It rarely feels heroic in the moment. In fact, it often feels boring, repetitive, and thankless. But this is the very soil from which greatness grows. The athlete who runs laps alone in the rain, the entrepreneur who stays up late sending one more email, the student who reads one more page while others sleep. These are the fighters who understand that relentless action compounds quietly before it explodes publicly. And make no mistake, the world notices. Victory may take years, but when it comes, it will look like it happened overnight. People will call you lucky. They will marvel at your sudden success, but you will know the truth. You will know that it was built day by day through the grind of relentless action. Consider the story of Colonel Harlan Sanders. At 65 years old, broke and with only a Social Security check to his name, Sanders decided to sell his fried chicken recipe. He was rejected over 1,000 times before finding someone willing to partner with him. Imagine that, over 1,000 rejections at an age when most people retire. Yet he refused to stop fighting. He kept knocking, kept offering, kept pushing forward. Today, Kentucky Fried Chicken is a global empire. But behind its golden arches of success lies a man who simply refused to stop. This is the power of relentless action. It transforms ordinary men and women into forces of nature. It takes the fragile seed of a dream and forces it to grow roots deep enough to withstand any storm. It turns impossible into inevitable. And here is where the challenge comes to you. What dream have you abandoned too early? What fight have you surrendered because it felt too hard, too long, too painful? Understand this. The dream did not die because it was impossible. It died because you stopped fighting. Victory is still possible, but it requires you to rise again. It requires you to act, not just once, not just when it feels good, but relentlessly. Yes, relentless action hurts. It demands sacrifice. It tests your patience. It asks you to walk alone when others leave. But this pain is the price of greatness. And the beautiful thing is that every ounce of pain you endure is temporary. The victories you earn, however, are eternal. So I challenge you, take relentless action today. Do not wait for motivation, for motivation is fickle. Action itself creates motivation. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because there is no perfect moment. Start now with what you have, where you are. Each small step compounds. Each day you refuse to quit brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. Never forget, victory is not about talent, luck, or circumstance. It is about persistence. It is about relentless action. It is about refusing to stop fighting when the world screams at you to quit. And when you embrace this truth, when you embody it, when you live it day by day, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can stop you. Victory is always possible, but only for the fighter who refuses to quit.